most anticipated gaming monitor is finally here, and it's from Asus. Who would have guessed? For those who thought the PG27UCDM was too large for their desk, well, the PG27UCDM is here to answer your prayers. It's basically the smaller stepbrother of the PG32, but with better and improved features. To start, you still get the same beautiful 3840 by 2160 resolution with a 240Hz refresh rate. However, it's now on a 27-inch screen size, which means you get better pixel density. 160 ppi, which translates to even sharper image and text clarity. The monitor is also using the new 4th gen QD OLED panels, and Asus offers a ton more burn-in protection, which I'll cover later in the video. Construction-wise, it's much of the same compared to their previous lineup. I mean, you still get a solid stand with tons of adjustability. However, this time, the AC adapter is included within the monitor, strangely, as opposed to externally like the PG32 and almost every monitor in existence. Why include the AC adapter internally when there are more benefits of leaving outside the monitor, like a thinner design, better cooling, and convenient servicing? If the AC adapter fails, then you're gonna have to send the entire monitor to servicing as opposed to just getting a replacement for the power cable. Asus claims that they're able to do this because of an improved heatsink and airflow design, keeping the temps down, but that still doesn't solve the servicing problem. I mean, sure, you only get one lighter cable to plug your monitor, but I'd much rather deal with an external brick and get a thinner monitor instead. Anyways, for connectivity, looks like all the ports are the same with the addition of DisplayPort 2.1 UMBR20, which allows for the full 80 gigabits per second bandwidth capacity, essentially future-proofing the monitor for next-gen graphics cards. But with that comes at a cost. Cable length. You see, the new DP 2.1 standard uses ultra-high bandwidth, and it is much more signal sensitive, which is affected by cable length. So to ensure the best stability, 3.3 feet or 1 meter is what is recommended for the cable length. This is the cable length that comes with the monitor, and this can be a huge problem for a lot of people because this limits how far we can place our PCs. With a shorter 3-foot cable, you have to keep it very close to the monitor, and this can be a deal breaker for those who have large desks and especially those who have their PC mounted on the wall. But luckily, there are longer cables available to purchase separately that do support DP 2.1 at 4K 240Hz. Just make sure that they are VESA certified. Now, if you guys have been using OLED for a while now, then you may or may not have come across VRR flickering, which is a visual phenomenon where the display flickers noticeably when using variable refresh rate technology. Now, personally, I haven't experienced this on any of my 4 OLEDs unless I haven't been paying close attention, but this is notorious on OLED panels. With these new monitors, Asus has reduced VRR flickering by up to 20% over their previous QD OLED monitors. Personally, I think Asus has the best OLED care in the entire industry compared to all the other manufacturers, and they still continue to improve and add better features to prevent burn-in. One of those features is the new ROG OLED Care Pro with Neo Proximity Sensor. Basically, there is this highly sensitive TOF, or time of flight sensor, embedded within the monitor that allows users to set their preferred usage distance. Now, when the user steps out of range, the monitor switches to a black image to reduce the risk of burn-in, and then it restores on-screen content when you return. Personally, I think this feature is far more practical than the time-based screensaver. What if you're constantly stepping away from your setup? Then you have to wait, like 30 seconds to a minute for your monitor to go into screensaver mode. And all those seconds in between will add up over time, which will reduce the lifespan of your monitor. At least this way, the pixels shut off completely as soon as it detects no one in front of it. You can control the setting within the menu, or better yet, use the Asus Display Widget Center, which gives you practically full access to the monitor settings without having to use the physical button. You can change visual presets, you can set custom color profiles to specific games or applications, you can also set up hotkeys to adjust items directly from your keyboard, and much more. It's nice to see the aspect ratio support on this monitor as well, which allows you to shrink the size of the monitor to 24.5 inches, which as a result helps users who cannot run native 4K at the higher refresh rates. So in this situation, you can technically run 1440p at 240 Hz a lot easier. This is also a much better experience on OLED because the pixels on the borders shut off completely, so you don't experience that halo or blooming effect that you would normally get from an LCD. This helps you stay immersed in your game while maintaining sharpness as well. Alternatively, for gamers that can't exactly hit the 240 Hz refresh rate, BFI and ELMB still exists, offering the same motion clarity of 240 Hz, but without having to run at 240 FPS and 240 Hz refresh rate. This is great for people who run dual setups that max out at 120 FPS or for console gamers. The PG27UCDM is everything we loved about the 32-inch bigger brother, but in a more compact size with improved quality of life features. As always, if you guys want to learn more, I'll drop a link to it down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.